Hey everyone, I need your attention for 1 minute. This is not one of those ads. This is something that has changed my entire life. If you've been listening to this podcast, you know that this is all about personal development as the foundation for everything good in your life. And this podcast is now sponsored by Growth Day, which is the world's first all-in-one personal development app. I mean, oh my gosh, can you imagine having everything all in one place that you need to create the life that you want? Now you can. So if you've been struggling with your motivation, your mood, your productivity, or your purpose, you have to check this out. Growth Day helps you consciously change your life and achieve your potential. It has all the self-improvement tools, motivational classes, and life coaching all in one place. So many of us want to improve our lives, but the question is how? Where do we start? What do we use? How do you get unstuck? How do you make self-improvement stick? Well, research shows how. It's when you consistently journal, track your habits, set goals, learn from empowering mentors, and challenge yourself that you'll be happier, healthier, and more successful. But let me ask you something. Where do you actually do all of your personal development work? I have to tell you that over 300,000 people use Growth Day for a reason. It works. It's the world's #1 software for self-improvement. Growth Day has an amazing mindset journal that I absolutely love, a habit tracker, and a goal-setting system. In fact, I bet if you went to my stories this week, you probably saw me using the journaling app and telling you to do it too, because it's the first time that journaling has ever actually stuck consistently in my life because of this app. And best of all, Growth Day has live inspirational classes every single week from the world's top motivational speakers and life coaches. These are people who have impacted my life in huge ways. These are mentors who I already knew and loved. In fact, this is something that's so huge for me, you guys. I personally teach a class in Growth Day every single month, and it is one of the most fun things that I get to do, and I'd love to see you there. These classes will truly shift your life. There's always something new that you will learn. So join me and 300,000 achievers growing our lives with actual real intention. Visit growthday.com/Lori for a free trial. Yes, you can try this for free. So go to growthday.com/Lori and go live your best life. You guys, that's growthday.com/Lori. And I can't wait to see you there.
So I've always found that no matter what it is, whether it's hope or creating a vision, that's what actually makes you want to wake up and get out of bed. Because if you don't have that, what you do is you focus on problems and you make them your vision. Welcome to the Earn Your Happy podcast. I'm Lori Harder, founder of The Bliss Project, 3-time fitness world champion, fitness expert, and cover model turned self-love junkie, lifestyle entrepreneur, and author. Each week, I'll bring you a guest or a thought that will help you bust through your fears, connect to your soul, and get focused and clear so you can elevate your life, business, and relationships. We don't wait until we're ready for someone to tell us we're good enough. We take what we want and we anoint ourselves. Get ready to earn, own, and unapologetically rock your happiness every single day. Are you with me? Here we go.
Hey, everybody. We are back with another episode of
He Said, She Said.
Can't believe that name stuck.
Well, until you can come up with a better name, that's the name.
My energy is best spent elsewhere. Anyways, what are we talking about today?
Okay, so I had a download the other day, and I can't remember who I was talking to, but we were talking about 2020, this year, because that's all everybody's talking about. And I was like, 2020. 2020 means perfect vision.
Oh.
And I had a moment of, I know, I had a moment of like, wait, that's not a bus on fire going over a cliff. Isn't that what 2020 is? But I had this moment of, wow, wait a second. I went back to a time period in my life, which was around 2008, where everything was being stripped away. And I couldn't help but really go inward and figure out what we were supposed to do, like dig deep and really reconnect to God and lean into faith and all of those things. And I was like, this year reminds me a lot of that year, except we're experiencing it all in the world. Like every single person is going through it. And now Chris and I are always here to help you kind of reframe or look to what could potentially be positive about a really challenging time. And that's always what this podcast will be. So I think it goes without saying that 2020 is obviously not a year that we wish upon people, but at the same time, if it's here, let's make the absolute best of it. So if 2020 meant perfect vision, what does that actually mean when I say that? It means that potentially this could be stripping away everything that you thought you were supposed to do or be and was distracting us into saying, okay, there is nothing left. Like you're going to have to create something that you want. And it brought to mind that scripture, those without vision shall perish. And this has been true for my life, I know for everything that we teach, that people, when they don't have a clear vision of what they want, even if it's not totally clear, if they don't have vision or hope, you have nothing to work for. You feel like you have nothing to live for. And so I've always found that no matter what it is, whether it's hope or creating a vision, that's what actually makes you want to wake up and get out of bed. Because if you don't have that, what you do is you focus on problems and you make them your vision. And problems aren't a vision. They are something that keeps you stuck. So what do you think of this, Chris?
I think I'm trying to catch up. So let me make sure that I've got this exactly clear on what you're saying. So you're saying 2020 in most people's minds right now is the shittiest year in the history of crappy years.
Shittiest.
But instead of it being crappy vision, maybe 2020 is the year of perfect vision, using that pun of 2020 being perfect vision. And I think what you're saying is it's stripping away the distractions. It's stripping you out of maybe a wrong direction. It's stripping you from people. It's stripping you from thoughts. It's stripping you from everything so that you can have the clarity to see clearly what you're supposed to do or where you're supposed to go. Is that right?
Yes.
And you referenced 2008, 2009, when we had everything financially stripped from us. And so we had no choice but to choose again. And we had clarity on how we wanted to show up as human beings this time in work and contribution and everything. And now you're saying this year, 2020, it's more of a global, and we'll even use personal. So Waffles, our dog, which was like our child, died in January 2020. Then we had the riots here right on our street in Santa Monica. Then we had COVID. Actually, I guess the order went differently. And then we had my dad dying. So what could be a super ridiculously crappy year, you're saying is really just stripping things away to give us perfect vision. And it is. So wait, let me stop right there. Am I on the right track?
Yes. I just want to clarify. I'm not saying people are being stripped away from you through death, that it creates perfect vision. But what that did do is it made us reimagine and rethink what we actually want for our life through that.
Do you know, I just realized we've been visualizing a lot lately. Like it's caused us to start visualizing fun ways that we want to do life. It made us talk about kids more. It made us talk about travel more. It made us go out and buy not just this first motorhome that we're looking at, but the second one that we're going to go pick up in 2 days.
You have to say why, because the first one was a lemon. And this one hopefully will be
we bought a brand new motorhome in Wisconsin thinking, we'll experiment with motorhoming, see if we like it. And if we like it, then we'll keep it. And so we learned 2 things. 1, we love motorhoming and we can't wait to do more. And 2, this one was a complete and utter turd. Like, dude, I won't name the brand, but don't go buy this brand.
Essentially, it just pooped its way down the highway.
So we were on this weekend, we're like, hey, let's go down to Orange County. I'm like, oh, sure. Hey, babe, I want to stop at this one motorhome dealership on the way.
I was like, okay, let's stop.
And it was just like a casual Saturday. It was Saturday, right? Yeah, it was a casual Saturday. And like 3 hours later, we bought this epic new tour bus. So I can't wait.
And we got all of our money back for the other one, which was freaking amazing.
You guys, I am the ultimate deal worker. As a side note, I crush when it comes to like getting really good deals. And I literally got all of our money back from this new dealer on the motorhome that we bought that we're trading in on this new, more kick-ass one. So
can you please write down that we actually need to do a podcast on the art of
making deals?
Making deals.
Yeah, totally.
Because I think it'd be so helpful because I think people don't go to the places that you go and talk in such a firm yet loving way. So I love it.
Yeah.
Anyway, next one, back to our topic is vision. So you were talking about how this year with Waffles passing, with your dad passing, with all of those things happening, that it's actually kind of making you go, not kind of, I know that sometimes the year after someone passes, it's probably not the best time to make really big decisions, but also I feel like a different person after losing your dad.
Dad passing. This is about like COVID and the lockdowns and how LA gets locked down, but other areas don't.
How our old life is not this. It's not here. It's not even here for us to choose.
Exactly. So let's really get clear, no pun intended, on this idea that 2020 is perfect vision. Here's one of the ways that it's given me perfect vision.
Okay.
I realized that although I love this home here in Los Angeles doesn't have the appeal it used to have to me. And I want something still in California, I'm sure, but that more spacious in terms of yard, more family roots oriented. I guess I'm just craving a big yard in Orange County.
And family. Yeah. And I guess when you say that, I know that because in detail we've talked, it's so that it can accommodate more family things and people staying and all of those things. And it's just slower, right? It's like...
It's easier to get around.
It's a bit slower. The values are a little different. And I feel like right now you're absolutely right. LA does not offer the same things that it had offered before. So why would we stay for these offerings that are completely not even available anymore? Okay, so what else for 2020 for you has been kind of like completely surprising, that something has been stripped away that you thought that you loved, but now it's making you say, did I actually love that? Or was that just for the time being? Or now am I just even more
really
clear?
Expensive dinners out all the time. And I don't mean just with you, but with my friends, with everything else. I have learned that I would rather sit in the backyard and hang out with a couple of people than have to put clothes on. Not that we hang out naked.
Yes.
But then have to like put on trendy clothes and go to one of these nice crowded restaurants and end up with a blank dollar bill. I'd rather just hang out in the backyard. I have so much clarity that's been gifted to me this year around just wanting to take the simple route and still enjoy human beings.
Yeah. So what is this doing for you for work then? Because I know that it's like sometimes you feel like, oh my God, I want to go hard 24/7. Like, is it making you optimize your work and time? Or when you go to assess what you want to do in the future, what is this making you ask or say?
It's making me completely rethink how much time freedom I want to have. Because that's the beautiful part about having your own businesses. You get to choose that. And if you wake up one day and you're like, I've got my own businesses and I don't have time freedom, you chose that.
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you, but if you go back far enough, you're going to see where you chose that. And so it's making me say, how do we rethink everything in our offerings, impact more people, but get more time freedom back so I can get in this motorhome and go?
Yes. And just because you guys are thinking that you're seeing only one way with something, let's say you're wanting to launch a program similar to someone else's program and you see it done a certain way, do you have to add certain calls? Do you have to do certain things? Or can you really rethink your value add in a different way if it is time that is your most important? Because we were on a walk yesterday and we're rethinking a program right now, which is so exciting. That's going to be coming out for all of you. And we were like, wait, is the value here or is it actually over here? And are we just putting ourselves in the same situation where we are going to serve to the point of exhaustion? Or could we actually show up and serve in a more powerful way with perhaps less calls or less time throughout all of our programs? Like, what does this actually look like? So I want to challenge you guys with no matter what you're creating to say in the day to day, I don't want you to just look at the program. I want you to look at it of what, or your company or whatever you're creating, because I'll talk about how this impacted the company that I'm building right now. But look and say, what is this going to look like in my everyday calendar, in my everyday life? Is this going to be something that's going to give me life and is actually going to have me show up in my most powerful form, or maybe continue to educate myself so that I can continue powerfully educating my people? Or is this going to exhaust me and I'm going to be like, oh my God, was this really worth it? And so in my company, what this 2020 clear vision idea did for me is that last year, if you would have asked me, I was going to have a big, light pink headquarters. I was going to create this company culture. I was going to have all of these people working for the company and creating just this huge, culture of
like
light
the
pink.
epic Google office
Right.
alcohol.
And I thought that's what I wanted. And what this time did is, number one, we put money down on an office for that. And it fell through because of the build out.
Yep. Wasn't being constructed.
It wasn't being constructed on time. And then COVID happened. So nothing was happening. So this gave me enough time to sit and say, is this actually what I want? So it was for sure happening for me, because what I woke up and realized is that I want a company that is run very, very small, and I want very few team members, but I want them to be extremely impactful. I want to work with people I only want to work with, and I want to have the time freedom and freedom to travel. And I don't want to have to go into a certain office all the time. And I want to build this more online than anything else, because that is what I've always done. And I didn't get the time to think of this, because what I did is I only looked at what other brands were doing instead of really researching how it could actually be done, and the few and far between that we're doing it in this new and different way that gives you more time freedom and flexibility and helps you be more passionate long-term over it. Now, this is not for everybody. Some people really want that culture and to be in that, but that's absolutely not what I want. It just looked pretty and flashy. And I realized it's for sure not what I want my day-to-day to look like.
Another example of 2020 giving you perfect vision.
Mm-hmm.
And that's proactive, perfect vision. Like, it saved you from going down a path that would have been hard to unwind.
Yes. Oh, completely. Once you start that path, you're going to have some serious trouble unwinding that and pivoting.
Yep, absolutely. Okay. So I'm actually catching a theme. And I just realized I've been reading a lot of articles that match this theme. When we talk about perfect vision for 2020, so much of the world all of a sudden is switching to this vision of wanting more space, more physical space in their house, more physical space in their yard, more physical space around them. I guess social distancing, more just, they're getting back to the suburbs and almost to a country life.
Yeah.
And they are fleeing the cities. Did you know that rents are down 30% right now in New York City, and vacancies are up like almost a matching 30%? Like, it's crazy, the rush out of the city that's happening. Now, it may be temporary. It may be a knee-jerk reaction to COVID for a couple of years, but the point is, it's here to stay. People's vision is, wait, I want a house with a yard. Wait, I want more space if I'm going to be locked up. Wait, I want to be able to have people over and control my environment. That's one of the biggest areas of clarity or vision I'm seeing coming out of 2020, and it's backed up by all the data.
Yeah, I think a big one for me is how much I just filled my calendar with things I thought I should be doing, but wasn't getting a ton of fulfillment out of it. Right down to going to dinners with people I didn't really know, which is great, right? That has a place and it's important, but is it important all the time when you are trying to focus on a vision for your life of close family and close friends? And I really looked at my life and said, are my close friends getting the time that they deserve and that I want to be giving them? And they were not at all, because I felt the need to say yes to, possible networking, events or things or dinners or relationships. And what COVID has shown me is that you can do those things on Zoom. You can do those things on phone calls. You don't necessarily, especially in LA, it's not just about a 2-hour dinner. It's about the 2 hours beforehand with planning and traffic and driving and getting ready and, taking up half of your day, leaving only your early half of your day to do anything. So we can really look at optimizing that time and saying, does this particular relationship need to be made in this way, or can I make it in a much more brief way? And that's something that you have to think about and assess, because there are some relationships that are really important to spend that quality time on and get to know each other. But it's really rethinking. And my friend Lindsay Schwartz has been using her word for this year's reimagining. So it's not just about like blowing things up and saying it doesn't work, but saying, reimagine in this new way what this could look like. So it's not that things are not working in this new format. It's that you need to completely reimagine of how it could be and show up.
I love that. Reimagining. That's a really awesome word.
Mm-hmm.
That's what everyone's doing right now this year.
Yep. Reimagine. All right, guys. Chris, any last insights?
Yeah. It's okay to use this gift of clarity and perfect vision that you're being given. And it's okay to see the silver lining in it of, okay, X, Y, and Z might suck, but at least it pointed me towards 1, 2, and 3. And then to really find that silver lining of, it sucks that blank happened, but it's good that I've got clarity that I now want to do this. So lean into the clarity. Start, I'm a huge proponent of you're going to get what you look for. Start looking for 2020 being the year of showing you perfect vision instead of being the year of screwing you over left and right.
I love that. Okay, you guys, if you loved this, the biggest thing that you could do for both of our podcasts is to share it and tag both of us and let us know what your biggest takeaway was. And you know what I would really love to hear is their, what is coming through for them for their version of perfect vision? Like what has been stripped from you that's actually been a gift so that you can sit and have more time and focus. Like we never give ourselves this amount of time to actually think about what we want. It's almost as if everything is super rushed. And I'll tell you, this gift of just nothingness and time and space has been actually the most life-changing time of our lives. And I think we'll look back as the biggest gift. Don't you think, Chris?
I do. DM us your version of the vision that you've been given. I'd love to hear it.
Oh, I want it on stories. Don't DM me.
All right. Stories, DM, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. Don't DM me. I want stories. I want to be able to share it.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Appreciate you.
Bye.
Adios.
Thank you guys so much for spending this time with me on the Earn Your Happy podcast. I am so glad that you stopped by. If you could take 1 second to share this episode with someone you think would love it, that would be absolutely amazing, and we would be forever grateful. Also, please leave us a review if you feel so moved by going to iTunes and leaving us an honest thought, an honest comment. Tell us what you think. Tell us what you want to hear more of. It would really help us out on our journey to helping thousands and thousands of people. Until then, don't forget to earn your happy. Thanks again, guys. Bye-bye.
Hey, I know if you're listening to this podcast that you have big dreams and big goals. And one of the things that can really stop you is struggling with your marketing. Trust me, I have been there. Are you using 10 different systems just to build your online business? Then I want you to try Kajabi. Kajabi helps you build your web pages, set up funnels, and sell your courses, content, coaching, or communities. You've been hearing me talk a lot about funnels on this podcast and the importance of your email list. You can get a free trial at kajabi.com. That's Kajabi.com. I've talked about Kajabi before, but here's something that's super cool and new. They just rolled out an AI assistant for creating your online course curriculum. And this means you just type in a topic that you want to create on a course or webinar and bam, it just generates a sample outline for you. It takes a ton of the hard work away. Of course, you're going to customize it to be your own, but this really helps you get over the struggle of how in the world to start, which is where most people stop. If you're like me, starting is always the hardest part, and that's what makes Kajabi so popular. They've made it easier for creators to build web pages, build courses, build coaching programs, build membership sites, build checkout pages, and build email funnels. So if you're struggling with any of those, you got to go check it out. Go to Kajabi.com. Kajabi was really the first all-in-one system and is trusted by over 100,000 creators. I think that's good enough for me. Also has influencers and marketers who use this. And now their smart AI platform makes it easy to take what you know and turn it into an online course and business. Go start building with a free trial at Kajabi.com. That's Kajabi.com.
Hey, do you know what the big secret is this year? And it shouldn't be a secret because this should be your biggest focus. It is building your community. I am always working on building and nurturing my community, and everyone is talking about the power of community. Without an online community, you just cannot grow organically or create a real movement, which is what I know that we're all after. And you can build trust or monetize your audience. When you get community right, not only does your audience grow faster, but so do your sales. But where's everybody going to be managing their communities these days? And a lot of online entrepreneurs and thought leaders are turning to Circle.so. Circle is an all-in-one community platform. It lets you host content and create discussions, live streams, group chats, and memberships all under your own brand. And what's so cool about Circle.so is that you don't even need a website or Facebook group. Instead, Circle lets you build your own community site where you can host content and manage your members. You can even create locked and unlocked content spaces, groups, and classes. How freaking cool is that? You can put your content behind a paywall too, and you can charge different amounts of money for different spaces on your community site. Circle.so is famously easy to use, and it has a free 14-day trial for you, so you can go check it out, see if you like it, see if you love all the options. Just go to Circle.so. Go check it out right now, you guys. Imagine being able to manage your community, start group chats and live classes, and accept payments all in one place. Kind of mind-blowing, since this is usually spread all over the place. You have to log into so many different things. If this is the year to capture, organize, and monetize your community, head over to Circle.so. You can get a free trial and start building your online community right now. Just go to Circle.so. You guys, you get the 14-day free trial. So just go and see if it's for you. It's going to streamline everything and make your life so much easier. It's so freaking cool. Want to know a huge secret to my success? Okay, not only my success, but just about every single person that I have interviewed on this podcast who is successful has this in common. You guys, they love to journal. They capture their life lessons and what they're grateful for. But a lot of people don't keep this up consistently. And most people do know that the research shows that journaling deepens your gratitude and increases self-awareness. But did you also know that journaling decreases stress and helps you achieve your goals faster? In fact, journaling is a huge differentiator between average performers at work and high-performing people. It leads to longer-term clarity, confidence, and success. So why don't more people journal? Why didn't I journal consistently? Honestly, they don't like staring at a blank page. It's hard to carry a book around with you or a notepad, and they just don't even know what to write about, or they just forget. That's why I know that you're going to love Growth Day. It's the world's #1 system for self-improvement, and it's like all-in-one personal development in an app. And it has an awesome digital journal, and people love it. Growth Day's digital journal has hundreds of research-backed writing prompts for self-reflection, positive mindset, confidence building, and success. I use them all the time, and it makes me think in ways that I typically don't, and it makes me ask myself better questions, which we all know gets better results in our life. It even has prompts that help you develop a daily, weekly, or monthly habit of reflecting on your life and identifying areas to grow. So it's a perfect time of year to start journaling, you guys. When you sign up at Growth Day, you also get systems for habit tracking, goal setting, and scoring, and improving every area of your life. Best of all, I get to teach there too, you guys. I'm so excited. I hope that I get to see you. I teach live in Growth Day every single month with a new topic just for you. So join me there. Start your free trial at growthday.com/Lori.